you this evening on What's Brewing Today. Pune-based SuperGaming has raised $15 million in Series B funding, taking its valuation to $100 million. Backed by global gaming giants like Bandai Namco, top VCs including Steadview Capital, and Web3 leaders such as Polygon Ventures, the studio is best known for its hit Indo-futuristic title, Indus Battle Royale. With over 200 million installs across its portfolio and a powerful in-house tech stack, SuperGaming is now eyeing global markets and a bigger play in Web3. Joining us now to talk about the future roadmap at SuperGaming is its founder and CEO, Roby John. Roby, welcome to Startup Street. $100 million valuation and $15 million in fresh capital, with backing from gaming giants, Web3 players, and returning investors. Roby, first tell us, how will you deploy this capital? I understand global expansion, scaling development capabilities, and hiring top-tier talent are key priorities. If you could elaborate.
Sure. Shruti, thanks for having us. Our round is about scale. A Series B is about scale. We've kind of built our games. We are now kind of taking them global, first to Latin America, where we see a large similar market to India, but growing and very, very passionate about video games. Then kind of taking our growth to the Middle East, which is probably the worst represented from a video games perspective. That's really a large market that we are serving. But more importantly, what this large round is going to allow us to do is to scale our development capabilities. We're already 150 people, but growing to support taking our game global is really one large investment. And finally, talent, game design, engineering, scale, publishing, building this hyper-local publishing piece for our company is really what we're kind of focusing on.
All right. Roby, with titles like Indus Battle Royale, you've got Mask Gun, Silly Royale, and Battle Stars under your belt. Tell us, what's your strategy for balancing global appeal with hyper-local content? And if you could give us a sense of your current growth numbers, what kind of revenues are you clocking?
Sure. Our approach is global, but hyper-local always. We think that people who play on mobile devices really value that localization, bringing in that local flavor. That's kind of something that we bought in across all of our games. That's really the reason for our organic growth in these markets. $200 million without any kind of marketing, 200 million users without any kind of marketing spend is really something that we feel very good about. What our games have done is to really kind of tap into what we call the Indo-futuristic vibe that we've done with India, very inspired by what the movie Black Panther did with Afrofuturism. We're doing the same now with Latino futurism, Arab futurism, and that's really something that we kind of see as scale. From a numbers perspective, we obviously crossed 200 million users across our other titles. Indus is close to 10 million users. We're at a $5-7 million run rate, but we're seeing a 50% year-on-year growth across our games.
Okay, now all the games that you and I mentioned are built on your in-house super platform. You call it your most strategic asset. Tell us, how is it a game changer for developers in emerging markets, and how AI-assisted tools, monetization systems, and social features built into super platform give you an edge over other back-end game tech providers?
So essentially, what we've kind of realized is that you need a competitive advantage over other people. Super platform is that advantage. It's built over 10 years. It's an engine which kind of captures all of our understanding. It's built in partnership with Google Cloud. It's something that powers some of the biggest games in the world, including Bandai Namco's Pac-Man. Today, with AI-assisted tools, what we're kind of doing is, whether it's game balance, monetization, live ops, analytics, all powered by our AI engine, kind of helping us scale monetization, social features. What's the most important thing in emerging markets is really how do you optimize the game, both from a physics and from a network perspective. Our AI engineering now is kind of allowing us to optimize this at a much larger scale, seeing what the device is and optimizing it on the fly so that we can run global quality games, but on local hardware. That's something we kind of see as the biggest advantage of Super Platform.
All right, and that's going to help you grow globally as well. You've been early movers in Web3 gaming, experimenting with titles like Tower Conquest, Metaverse Edition, and now integrating B3 Game Chain. What's the larger vision here, and how do you see Web3 fitting into mainstream gaming?
Sure. What we're seeing is this large explosion in Web3, not being called Web3, not being called crypto, not being called blockchain, but essentially being called on-chain. Similar to what you kind of see as the 90s, where we went online. That's really something where on-chain is hidden from everybody from a perspective, where true digital ownership can be provided to users without them even kind of having to go through all those loops. With all of Web3 kind of getting regulatory clearance, we kind of see this as a large opportunity in the coming year. Think of it as every good gaming company is 3 layers: the engine, the content, which is really your games, and finally the marketplace. Today, we see Web3 really powering that marketplace. In Pune, or if you're in from Maharashtra, we'll say it's the Satbara of our universe, like an RTO of our universe, which kind of tells you who owns what and can be
Okay.
anytime, anywhere.
All right. You've said India is moving from being just a gaming consumer to a driver of innovation. So tell us, what will it take for an Indian studio to truly become a global leader? Also, before we wrap up, tell us what's the next big leap for super gaming?
I think, everybody is kind of looking forward to what is called in China the Black Myth Wukong moment, the RRR moment. We saw Indian cinema kind of take its forefront worldwide. We want to see that in games as well. At Super Gaming, we're putting our head down to kind of focus on this opportunity. We're at David taking on Goliaths. Most of the great games that you kind of hear about are made in China. We want to kind of build that created in India brand and take it to all parts of the world and realize that AAA quality that people are looking for. It's a long journey, but it's something that we've kind of committed and kept our heads down on. Building that identity for all of our players where people can feel proud of a made in India game that they're playing is really something that we kind of truly care about, where we've kind of changed our economy from being a consumer economy to a creator economy.
Okay, well, on that note, it's time for me to wrap up our conversation. Many thanks, Roby, for joining us on Startup Street, and wish you the very best for all your aggressive growth plans.
Thank you, Shruti. Thank you so much.
Moving on.